Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to BD Views. I am Mursaleen Siddiqui. On a historic Tuesday afternoon, January 20, 2026, the air at Ganobhabon, once the fortified seat of power, felt heavy with memory, but light with the spirit of freedom. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus visited the July Revolution Memorial Museum to review its final progress. This was not just a ministerial visit, it was a pilgrimage to a site that witnessed both the peak of tyranny and the ultimate victory of the people. Accompanying the chief advisor was a significant delegation. It included political leaders like BNP's Salahuddin Ahmed, Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, and NCP chief Nahid Islam. But more importantly, it included those who felt the regime's brutality firsthand, families of the disappeared from Maerda, and survivors like barrister Mir Ahmed bin Qasim Arman, who returned from the infamous Aina Ghar. Student leaders who stood on the front lines, such as Asif Mahmud and Hasnat Abdullah, were also there. Professor Yunus walked through the halls where Sheikh Hasina once issued orders of suppression. Today, those halls house the stories of the martyrs. The museum is a masterpiece of preservation, curated by experts like Tanzim Wahab and Marina Tabassum under the leadership of cultural advisor Mustafa Sharawar Faruqi. Inside, one can see the raw remnants of the revolution, bloody clothes of the martyrs, heartfelt letters written to families, newspaper clippings from those dark days, and powerful audio-visual archives. The museum does not just celebrate victory, it documents 16 years of misrule. It serves as a stark reminder of the House of Mirrors and the state-sponsored disappearances that haunted Bangladesh. As Professor Yunus noted, this museum was built while the blood of the martyrs is still fresh. It is an unprecedented example for the whole world. To understand why this museum is so vital, we must look back at what happened inside these very walls on August 4th and 5th, 2024. Information from formal charges filed at the International Crimes Tribunal reveals the chilling desperation of the former Prime Minister. While the streets of Dhaka were flowing with the blood of students, Sheikh Hasina was locked inside Ganobhabon, demanding even more violence. On the night of August 4th, during high-level secret meetings, she reportedly ordered law enforcement and the military to crush the movement at any cost. "Whatever happens, happens. I will not leave power," she had insisted. She was ready to sacrifice more lives to save her throne. The museum captures this dramatic downfall. It features footage of her final moments in the palace before her hurried flight to India. The contrast is haunting. The same rooms where she planned the suppression of a nation are now open to the public to study her downfall. This transition from a dictator's den to a people's museum signifies the liberation of Bangladesh. It highlights the bravery of ordinary citizens who, without weapons, stood before the barrels of guns. During his visit, the chief advisor watched a 15-minute documentary. It showed the horrors of the July massacre and the systematic oppression of the past 16 years. It depicted the Aina Ghar, the secret prisons where dissidents were kept in darkness for years. The museum ensures that the screams of the disappeared are finally heard by the world. It frames the July movement not just as a protest, but as a great revolution that saved the soul of a nation. One of the most powerful features of the July Museum is the reconstruction of the Aina Ghar. Professor Yunus made a profound suggestion during his visit. He wants citizens, especially students, to spend a whole day here. He even suggested that people should be allowed to sit inside the replicas of the secret cells for a few hours. Why? to feel the weight of the cruelty, to understand the isolation and the terror that the regime's victims faced. If our nation ever loses its way, the chief advisor said, this museum will show us the path. It serves as a moral compass for future generations. It is a reminder that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. The cultural advisor Mustafa Sharwar Farooqi highlighted the incredible effort behind this project. Many young volunteers worked for 8 months without pay, driven by a sense of duty to their fallen friends. This museum is a collective labor of love and grief. It is expected to open fully before the next elections. The historical significance of this site cannot be overstated. It stands as a witness to the July intensity. It shows how a fascist regime can crumble when faced with the collective courage of the youth. By preserving the artifacts of the revolution, the shoes of a student who was shot, the banners carried by protesters, the museum turns abstract history into a tangible reality. It ensures that the heroism of the protesters is never forgotten and the crimes of the previous regime are never erased. As the visit concluded, the message was clear. The July Revolution Memorial Museum is the cornerstone of a new Bangladesh. It is a place of research, education, and reflection. It is intended to influence future political discourse, literature, and art. The museum is a declaration that the era of fear is over. Professor Yunus emphasized that we must never return to those dark days. The museum is a collective never again for the Bangladeshi people. It teaches us that even when faced with a powerful fascist machine, the power of the people is greater. The courage of the unarmed students against an armed state is the ultimate lesson of this institution. The museum will be a place where students come in groups, where researchers study the mechanics of autocracy, and where families of martyrs find a place of honor. It preserves the memory of a movement that changed the course of South Asian history. It is a tribute to the Great July movement, a movement that was fueled by the desire for justice, dignity, and a country free from the shadow of the House of Mirrors. As the chief advisor said, this museum is a pathfinder. It tells the story of how a nation was reborn from the blood of its youth. It is a testament to the fact that while dictators may flee, the truth remains, preserved forever in the heart of the people and the halls of the July Memorial Museum. This is our history, our pain, and ultimately our pride. That's all for today. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching BD Views. If you find our reports insightful, please subscribe to our channel. Allah Hafiz.